Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the last topic of this chapter, combustion and flame. Today we are going to discuss about some of the harmful effects of fuels. Now, although we know that fuel is very much essential and necessary in our day-to-day life, but it has some demerits as well. There are some disadvantages or some harmful effects that fuel causes upon us as well as the nature. So all these things we are going to discuss in this video. So the increasing fuel consumption has caused some harmful effects on our environment. Now we know that when we burn any fuel, most of the fuel contains what? It contains carbon. As a result, while these fuels are burned, the carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Say for example wood. If you see this figure, say for example, if we burn fuels like wood, coal, petroleum, they release unburned carbon particles. And these fine particles are very dangerous pollutants. They pollute our environment, especially they pollute our atmosphere. And thus, it can cause a lot of harm for our environment as well as for us. Say for example, as you can see in this picture, in our day-to-day life, we are facing this pollution problem. It is affecting our environment as well as it is affecting us directly or indirectly. As you can see in the figure, there is a traffic jam, and in this traffic jam, the people are constantly getting exposed to the harmful poisonous gases that have been released by the vehicles. So it is better that we use a mask, which nowadays everyone is using. So it will at least try to protect us from those harmful gases, isn't it? So as you can see in this picture, how the children, they are closing their nose, trying to close their nose. This is the picture of Delhi, which is one of the most polluted city in our India. So these diseases has severe effects. Although the effects might not be seen instantly, but in a long run, these effects can cause severe diseases in our body, such as the problem of asthma. So most of us are suffering from this problem, the breathing problem or the respiratory disease such as asthma, and this is caused nothing but by these air pollutants. These pollutants, they get inhaled by us and they get what is called inserted into our body, and thereby causing lung problems or lung diseases, respiratory diseases, and on the long run it can even kill us. Every year nearly 50 to 60 people die in Delhi due to this air pollution. Now another problem is, as I said, are the vehicles. The smoke that comes out from the exhaust of the vehicles is very, very dangerous. It causes poisonous gases such as carbon monoxide. Now, this carbon monoxide is a very dangerous and poisonous gas. If we are kept inside a closed room where such kind of gases are evolved, it can kill us within minutes. Now, carbon monoxide poisoning, there is something called carbon monoxide poisoning. if we inhale this carbon monoxide gas, it is very, very dangerous. Some of the symptoms, as you can see on the screen: headache, nausea, dizziness, breathlessness, collapse, even loss of consciousness. These are all caused by carbon monoxide poisoning. So carbon monoxide CO is a very dangerous gas. So we on our part should try to avoid the inhalation of such kind of gases being released by the exhaust of the vehicles. We should wear mask constantly whenever we are in a traffic or public place. Now, what effect does this carbon monoxide does in our body? When we inhale this carbon monoxide, what actually happens is that it gets mixed with our blood. And as we know, in our blood there is hemoglobin. So when this gas, carbon monoxide, it gets inhaled in our body, so it forms a dangerous compound that is called carboxyhemoglobin, and it blocks the flow of oxygen in our body. Okay, so when it blocks the flow of oxygen through our blood in our body, then what will happen? Obviously the person will suffer. They will have the symptoms as I said in the earlier slide, and as a result it can even cause death of the person. So this carbon monoxide gas produced can kill persons instantly, and every year it happens. When constant we get exposed to this kind of gases in the traffic, or say in any other polluted place, then it can cause harmful effects in the long run for our body. Now, not only it affects ourselves, but it also affects our environment. We know that carbon dioxide is a very harmful gas for our environment. Although it is present in the composition of our atmosphere, but in a very small percentage, nearly 0.03%. But if its concentration increases, it can warm up our environment. It can warm up the atmosphere. As a result, it can cause problems such as what is called global warming. And as you can see in the screen, there are various problems that can occur from this global warming, such as the changing rain and snow pattern. It can cause more and more what is called the storms. As you can see nowadays, there are frequent storms occurring in the oceans, in the seas, the hurricanes, which we say, or the cyclones, which we say. It is due to what? It is due to the change in the temperature of our ecosystem, or you can say the change in the temperature of our environment. And it is due to the rise of the carbon dioxide gas. It can cause the snow caps to melt. As a result, it will increase the sea levels. It can damage our aquatic ecosystem by making the oceans warmer. It can cause problems such as drought. It can damage our what is called the ice caps. As I said, it can even damage our forest. So there are a lot of harmful effects that it can cause. So we have to take adequate measures to deal with this problem of global warming. This global warming is mainly caused by us humans, so we should try to overcome this global warming before it kills us all. It is just like sitting on a hot stove and we are making it more and more, we are providing more and more heat to it. So it will ultimately burn us. It will ultimately burn our whole planet. Now, there are some other indirect effects of this rise in all these poisonous gases that are released from the burning of the fuels. And one of the problems is this acid rain. Even the rain, which is considered as a blessing of God, has become a curse for us. How? Because as the levels of poisonous gases, such as you can see, nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, when they get mixed or when they get evaporated into the air, they form clouds. And after condensation, these clouds precipitate. That means they fall down as a rain. So when this rain comes down, it doesn't come down as normal rain. They get mixed with these poisonous gases. And when they get mixed with these poisonous gases, then it leads to the formation of poisonous acids. As we know, acids are very dangerous for our skin, for our environment, because it can corrode the things. Wherever it falls, it can corrode us. It can corrode the materials. So, these poisonous gases such as oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, even carbon dioxide also, they are very much, or you can say they are extremely suffocating and corrosive gases. And when they mix with the rain water, they form acids, and such kind of rain is called acid rain. And it is very harmful for the crops, for the buildings, for the soil, as well as for us. Although we can save ourselves with the help of umbrella or something else, but our ecosystem or our environment is being damaged every year due to this acid rain. That's why sometimes it is advised when the first rainfall occurs, it is advised not to go outside, because our environment is totally polluted, and when this rain falls for the first time, it is nothing but it is acid rain. So generally after prolonged rainfall, that means after say a week of rainfall, then our environment becomes a little bit cleaner. But before that, it is totally polluted, and whatever rain comes down, it is nothing but it is acid rain. And as well as a result, you can see the crops are damaged. You can see the leaves of the plants, they get withered. They change their color. It becomes yellowish in color. Even there are some holes sometimes made in the leaves of the plants. So why does this occur? All this occurs due to this acid rain. So is there any other alternative how to reduce these harmful effects? Yes, there are some alternatives that we can follow to reduce some of these harmful effects of fuels. That is using some conventional, or you can say some eco-friendly methods. Say for example using fuels which are much cleaner than these poisonous fuels, such as the LPG or the CNG we can use. Although these are also not 100% clean fuels, but still they are affecting our environment less. Instead of using vehicles, we can go for the solar powered vehicles, which are much more eco-friendly than the petrol and diesel vehicles. So there are many alternatives, although not much use in our day-to-day life, but we have to now focus on those alternatives if we want to save our planet, if we want to save ourselves. So this brings us to the end of this chapter of combustion and flame. I hope you all have understood this chapter well. I hope you all have understood today's topic as well. So that's it then for today. Thank you and have a nice day.